Hi, I'm Erik Renander from the Hedge Invest Africa Opportunities Fund. I want to give you an update on October. The fund was down about 17 basis points in what was a difficult market for the world and for Africa. The South African index was down over 7%, and so was the Dow Jones Titans Africa Index. If you recall, we had a lot of research meetings in September. We met over 39 companies and went down to South Africa. We were pretty concerned about the outlooks we were hearing, and as a result, we reduced the gross and net exposure of the fund, which helped us during what was a very difficult month. As far as contributors to return, most of the long positions had a negative contribution except for the Nigerian T-bills. On the positive side, the shorts in South African banks and consumer companies did help offset the longs. We're still kind of concerned about the data points we're seeing, and it seems to indicate there's a slowdown going on. Growth is very sluggish, things are decelerating, and as a result, we're still going to be very careful with our equity exposure, keep the gross low and the net exposure low. There's a price for everything, and we do know where we want to buy things, but we're not there yet. So I think we need to see a little bit more weakness in the markets before we're going to increase our long exposure in equities. In the meantime, we think it's attractive to earn yield on local currency government bonds. And Nigerian T-bills are looking interesting again. The yields were about 12% earlier in the year. Now they're up to 16% with a central bank governor that's trying to keep the currency stable. Also, 19% on Ghanaian local currency bonds looks interesting. We were able to sit down with the vice president of Ghana and the central bank governor, and we're pretty encouraged about what we heard. The central bank governor has kind of stabilized inflation. It was at 19%, now it's down to 10. The government's reduced budget deficits from 8 to 5. Meanwhile, GDP growth is still over 5%. And some of the other initiatives are encouraging as well. The government's encouraged both Volkswagen and Sinotruk to set up car assembly plants in Ghana to try and get the manufacturing industry going. Also, the government has a policy of trying to digitize the economy. They've given everybody biometric ID cards. They've digitized the land industry, which makes it very helpful for doing the mortgages and lending. They've also implemented paperless ports and required that all payments to the government are made electronically, which helps with the leakages and verifying payments. So overall, it's quite encouraging. And S&P seems to think so too. They've upgraded Ghana from B- to B. It was the first upgrade for the Ghana in over 10 years, so that's quite encouraging. In other good news, South Africa had a landmark investment conference where they're trying to get businesses to bring money into South Africa and encourage investment, and also give a message that after 10 years of the former President Zuma, South Africa really wants to encourage businesses. I thought the current President Ramaphosa gave a great speech, and it was encouraging. There was a lot of, there's recently been some negative economic data in South Africa, so it's going to take more than speeches to turn things around, and it's going to be a longer-term process, but it's good to see the positive data points from the South African policymakers, and the same in Ghana as well. So near term, I think we're still going to be careful about our equity exposure. We may get an opportunity to really increase it if we get the right valuations. But in the meantime, we're going to try and earn some yield on African government bonds. So thanks very much, and we'll speak next month.